Hello students, how are you all? So welcome back to the lecture number 12 of Computer Applications with Blueji, class 10th. So students, in this video, we are going to discuss your remaining portion of unit number 6 that we were discussing previously in lecture number 11. Yes, that was your mathematical library methods, and today we are going to start your new unit, that is your unit number 7th. The name is Conditional Statements in Java. So firstly we are going to see the sample answers of the questions that I have given you in the previous one. Okay, then we are going to solve our remaining exercise portion, and then we are just jumping over to your unit number 7. So let us start with your unit number 6, that is the part 3 of mathematical library methods. Now firstly the sample answer we will see, and then the exercise questions. So I have given you these sample answers. Now see the first question, that is your f equals to a plus b divided by a. Now put on the values. We are having the values over here, the value of a, b as well as d. Then a, that is your 5, plus b, that is your 3, divide by a, again that is what, your 5. So among your this addition and your division, firstly this division will take place, so it is going to give you the quotient. Okay, so 5 plus, when you divide 3 by 5 you will be getting 0 as a quotient. Okay, so 5 plus 0 will give you what, 5. So the value of f is 5, hence the first one, 5 is your answer. Now see the second one, c equals to int d into a plus b. So firstly the value of d, that is 1.5. Now see over here students, we are basically explicitly typecasting our the value of d. So 1.5 will be giving you what, 1. It is going to truncate everything that is in your right hand side. Okay, so the value of d will be 1 multiplied by a, the value of a is 5, plus b, that is your 3. Now again this multiplication will take place at the very first position. So 5 plus 3, and it is going to give you 8 as an answer. Now you can see at the second position you are having 8. Now again see the third one, c equals to a plus plus multiplied by int d plus a. A plus plus is basically what, your post increment. So firstly we are going to write down the value as it is, then afterwards we are going to increase the value. Okay, so the value of a was 5 initially, and now over here we are going to write down 5. Okay, now multiplied by, again you are having integer d, again we are going to explicitly typecast the value of d, so it is going to give you 1. Then again see, the value of a becomes 6 because we were having the post increment operator over there. Now plus again the a, so the value of a that we are going to use is 6 over here. Okay, now again this multiplication will be done at the very first position. 5 into 1 gives you 5 plus 6, and hence the answer is 11. So for the third one your answer is 11. Now move forward with your fourth answer, plus plus b, pre-increment operator you are having. Okay, so the value of b was 3, now it becomes 4, and you are going to write down 4 over here. Yes, multiplied by, again the value of b, that is your 4. So again 4 we are going to write down, minus a, the value of a was 5. Okay, again this multiplication will take place at the first position, so you will be getting 16 minus 5, and then you will be getting 11 as an answer. Okay, now see the last one, c equals to a minus b plus plus into minus minus a. The value of a was 5, so firstly we are going to write down 5 over here. Okay, minus b plus plus, post increment operator. Firstly we are going to write down the value, then we are going to increase the value. So firstly we will be writing out 3, that is the value of b, then we are going to increase the value. Okay, now again multiplied by minus minus a, that is your pre-decrement operator. So firstly we are going to decrease the value, then we are going to write down the value. So among your minus as well as your multiplication, firstly we are going to solve your multiplication, hence you will be getting 5 minus 12, and the answer is your minus 7. Okay, so for the last one, that is first question, fifth part, your answer is -7. Now quickly let us see the second one. You are having m minus equals to n plus plus. So we are having a shorthand operator over here. Yes, so firstly let us write down the expression like m equals to m minus n plus plus. Now substitute the values. The value of m was 5 minus n plus plus. Post increment operator it is. Firstly use the value, then increase the value. So the value of n is 2. We are going to write down 2 as it is. Okay, now then the value is increased by 3. Now the subtraction will give you what? 3. So the value of m is 3 for the first case. Now see the second one. M plus m divided by n plus plus. The value of m was 5. So write down 5 over here plus m, that is your 5, divided by n plus plus. Firstly write down the value, then afterwards increase the value. Now see, plus and division we are having. Obviously we are going to perform this division operator. So 5 plus the quotient is what? 2. Okay, so the addition will give you 7. Hence the value of n will be 7 for this case. Now one more question I have given you, this one. Yes, so the first line is what? C equals to A. The second one, M equals to 20. Now see this expression, C plus M. Yes, and we are going to perform what? Your addition operation over here. So again I have told you, whenever we are going to perform addition operation on your character, then implicitly it is being typecasted into your integer and it is going to give you an appropriate ASCII value. So the ASCII value of capital A is 65 and the value of M is 20. So the addition is going to give you 85, and hence through this line system.out.println n, we are going to print out the value of n, that is your 85. Hence 85 is the answer for this question. Now students, see this question number 3, that is write a program to input a number, calculate its square root, cube root, finally display the result by rounding it off. Yes, in the previous video I have explained this question to you. This is basically the answer. Okay, so see the first one. You have opened a class. Yes, you have opened this main function. Then you have used this scanner line. You have created an object, that is n, and then you have entered a number, that is your num. Okay, now you are going to calculate the square root from this line, the cube root from this line, and now again you are rounding off the value, rounding of cube root in this line, rounding of square root in this line, rounding of cube root in this line, and then afterwards you are going to print all the 4 values over there. Yes, please check your answer with mine. Now see students, we were having these 3 questions also in your exercise portion. So firstly see the fourth question, that is the volume of a sphere is calculated by using a formula. Yes, we know the formula, a very popular one. Write a program to calculate the radius of a sphere by taking its volume as an input. Only one input you have to take, that is your volume. Okay, and then you have to calculate what? The radius, and you have to use this formula for the same. So firstly you are going to convert this formula of radius into your appropriate Java expression. Yes, we are having a cube root over there, so we will be using math.cbrt, and just simply by applying the formula you can get the result. So you have to try this question on your own, the fourth one. Okay, now see the fifth one. A trigonometrical expression is given as this. Yes, this is your basically what? A trigonometrical expression. Write a program to calculate the value of the given expression by taking the value of angle A and B in degrees as an input. So we have to take 2 inputs, basically the value of A as well as the value of B, and in degrees. And we know that when we are going to use this trigonometric function, then we are going to give the parameters or arguments in your radians, not degree. So you have to take the input in degrees, but firstly you have to convert those your values into appropriate radian using this formula, and then finally you have to apply this formula, and then you have to calculate the value for the same. So let us see this answer. Now over here students, you have made a class, you have opened your main function public static void main, and within this main function you are going to write your program. Now scanner class for taking your input, yes, you over here you have taken one angle, that is your angle DEG. Okay, angle ADEG basically, and over here your second angle. Yes, and in these two lines you are converting your degrees into your appropriate radians. Okay, now you have applied the formula, that is 22 into angle A degree divided by 7 into 180. That is exactly the same formula, and you are going to apply the formula for the second angle also. Now you just have to do what? You just have to apply the formula, this one, for calculating your result. Now over here in this question, for your ease, actually we have divided both the numerator and denominators into two parts. Yes, so firstly calculate the numerator, that is your math dot tan for tangent, that is angle A radian, minus math dot tan and this angle B radian, and the same you are going to apply for your denominator as it is in the formula given over there. Okay, now double trig expression, just simply numerator divide by denominator. You can merge everything into a single expression also, it depends on you, but this formula is basically I found easy, so that is why I've used this one. And then afterwards you have to print it on the screen. So system.out.println this value equals to this answer, trigonometric expression. Okay, now see the next question. Question number 6, that is the last question of this chapter. The standard form of quadratic equation is represented by this. Yes, where d equals to b square minus 4ac, known as discriminant of the equation. You have to write a program to input a values of a, b, c. So basically three inputs we are going to take it over here. Calculate the value of discriminant and display the output to the nearest whole number. You have to calculate the value of d, and then afterwards you have to display the output in the nearest whole number. It means you have to round off the value, the final value. So see over here, you have made a class, you have made this main function, then scanner class for taking your input. Yes, the value of a from here, the value of b, the value of c, all the three values you have taken as an input. Now simply just we are going to apply this formula, b square minus 4ac. So your b square is what? Math dot pow b comma 2 and minus 4 into a into c. Okay, so basically this is a Java expression for this kind of mathematical expression. And now you have to round off the value also. So in this line we are going to round off your value, math dot around d, because d is holding basically the value of your discriminant, and now you just have to give the output for the same. Yes, very easy. Now this was all about your chapter number 6, mathematical library methods. You have to do all these questions in your notebook. Okay, so now let us start your unit number 7, that is your conditional statements in Java. In this upcoming video we are going to see the basically your theory portion of this chapter, and the exercise portion we are going to discuss it in our next turn. Okay, so over here basically we are going to see your flow of control, and in this topic, this is a major topic of this chapter, and in this one we are going to see three major controls, that is a normal flow of control, conditional, and your multi-branching statements also. We are having some minor topics in those major topics, so let us see one by one each of them. Okay, so students, see over here your flow of control. It basically determines that how, in what way, in what manner your program is going to be executed. Okay, your program contains several lines of code. Now your flow of control determines whether your program is going to be executed sequentially or non-sequentially. Okay, for the sequentially flow of control we are having this first one, and for the non-sequential flow we are having this second and third category. Now see the first one, normal flow. Basically you can see over here also, you can see over here in the normal flow we are having statement number 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is basically your line of code, and in normal flow one statement after the another is going to be executed in a very sequential manner. Okay, now the second one, that is your conditional flow. It means you are having some lines of a statement, but in the middle portion you are having a condition. Okay, a condition you are having at the middle portion, and then based on that condition your furthermore statements will be skipped off. It means आपके प्रोग्राम में कुछ नंबर ऑफ स्टेटमेंट्स हैं, ओके, एंड इन कंडीशनल फ्लो आपका क्या हो जाता है, कुछ स्टेटमेंट्स को आपका जो फ्लो कंट्रोल है आपके कुछ स्टेटमेंट्स को स्किप कर देता है. सो लाइक वाइज यू कैन सी ओवर हेयर स्टेटमेंट 1 के बाद आपने स्टेटमेंट 2 को एग्जीक्यूट किया, एंड देन आफ्टर स्टेटमेंट 2 कुछ कंडीशंस आपने दी होंगी, देन आफ्टरवर्ड्स व्हाट हैपन, दिस कंडीशन 3 इज बीइंग स्किप्ड ऑफ एंड आप डायरेक्टली स्टेटमेंट नंबर 4 पर पहुंच गए. ओके, सो दैट इज बेसिकली योर सेकेंड पोर्शन, कंडीशनल फ्लो, एंड इन दिस portion we are going to basically learn about your if construct. Yes, you have already learned this thing in your ninth class. So if construct also have its further categories, that is your if statement, if else, if nested if. In the upcoming slides we are going to see each of these constructs in detailed view. So in the third one, in the third flow of control, see over there, multiple branching we are having. It means you are having certain statements, and then after certain statements you are having a condition, and based on that condition you are having a multiple path. Okay, you can have 2 path, 3, 4, 5, 6, depends on your situation. It means आपके पास एक प्रोग्राम लिखा हुआ है, and then after certain line of codes आपने कुछ एक condition दी है, और वो condition इस type की है कि it is pointing towards multiple branches. Okay, the example is what your switch statement. Now in the upcoming slides also we are going to learn about this switch statement in detail. Now over here in this slide, students, please make a note that in flow of control basically you are having 3 flow of control, that is normal, conditional and multiple branching. Okay, now try to remind these figures in your mind also, so that you can get a clear picture of every kind of flow. Okay, so now moving forward with your if construct. So in if construct our first topic was your if statement. Okay, so now see over here, this is a basically your flow chart. Okay, this is basically your condition, and if your condition is true then you are having a certain set of statement, but if it is false then you will be getting a direct flow. Okay, only these statements will get executed only and only if this condition is true, and if this condition is false your compiler is going to skip this statement out. Okay, and you are going to get downwards. Now see the syntax of if statement, that is if condition in brackets you can write down this statement. Now students, please make a note that in every if or if else or nested if, or when you learn about this for, while, in every kind of loop, these brackets you are supposed to write down these brackets, and if you are going to skip these brackets then it means what, after if you are having only one line of statement. Okay, if you are having only one statement then you can skip these brackets, but in case you are having 2 or 3 line of statements then you have to apply these brackets, that is mandatory in that case. Okay, now see the example. Over here we are having the value of a, that is your 100. The val we are also having, now this is the condition basically, a greater than 20, and if this a greater than 20 is true then only your statement is get executed, otherwise it will directly be moving towards your system.out.println val. Now see over here students, in this case we are having 100, so 100 greater than 200, the condition is obviously false, so this block is not going to be executed in this case. Okay, directly your answer will be system.out.println 0. Okay, you will be getting 0 because this statement has not got executed in this case. Okay, now see again, if we change the value from 100 to your 1000. Okay, assume that your the value of a is 1000, then 1000 is greater than 200, the condition is true, then your this statement will get executed, that is your 1000 multiplied by 1000, you will be getting 6 zeros over there. Yes, and this is basically the output for the same. The value of well will get changed because this condition got executed and this statement, this condition was true. Okay, now see, we can write down this example like this also. Okay, so we have basically skipped these brackets because there is only one statement, so we can skip these brackets, but in case you are having multiple statements, or you can say compound statements, then you are supposed to write down these brackets over there. Okay, now moving forward with your if else statement, that is basically the second construct of if one. Now see the flowchart firstly. See, in if else statement, basically we are dealing with both the things, the true portion as well as the false portion. In the previous one, we are only dealing with what? With the true portion. Okay, now see, we are having two statements, the statement number one as well as your statement number two. If your condition is true or if your condition is satisfied, then your statement 1 will get executed, and if your condition is false, then your statement 2 will get executed at a single time, either your statement number 1 or your statement number 2. Any one of the statement will get executed at a single time. Okay, so over here we are dealing with both the sections, that is if your condition is true as well as if your condition is false. Your if part deals with true value and your else part deals with what? Your false value. Now quickly see the syntax. See, if condition, we are going to apply the condition only with your if case. Okay, and see students, the general mistake that you have made is you always made this I capital. I don't know why you made this I capital over there. Always try to make this I in a small case. Okay, so if condition and then statement for true one, then else, then statements for your false one. Okay, only the condition is given with your if case. We are not going to give your condition in your else case. See the example. Int a equals to 100, we are having val 0. Now again see over here, there is a condition and we are having these two statements, compound statements basically we are having. Now see students, if in your brackets we are having more than one line of statements, then it means you are having what? A compound statement. Okay, these group of statements basically are known as your compound statement. So when I say the word compound statement, please assume that you are having more than one statements in your brackets. So now over here we are having our compound statement, and over here in the else portion we are having only one statement. So see students, this system.out.println is basically outside from your if else block. Okay, it is outside, so anyhow either your condition is true or you're false, this line will get executed anyhow. Okay, now see the output. We are having the value of a, that is your 100. So 100 is greater than 200, the condition is false. These compound statements will not get executed, the else portion will get executed. Now the val becomes your a, that is your 100. So the output is what? Your 100. Okay, now let us assume that your value of a is 1000. Okay, now this condition becomes true. Yes, this block will get executed. So firstly you will be getting true statements on the screen. Yes, now this multiplication will take place, and then again removing, or you can say your compiler is going to skip all these statements and it is going to jump over there directly. Okay, so system.out.println, the value of val is going to be printed over there, that is your 6 zeros. Okay, now moving forward with your if else if statements. So see students, over here we actually are having multiple if else if statement. Okay, now firstly let us see your flowchart. Now see the flowchart says what? Firstly your condition is going to be checked, and if your condition is true, then your statement 1 will get executed. If false, then again your condition will be checked. Okay, then if it's got true, then your statement 2 will get executed, and if false, then your statement 3 will get executed. Okay, so basically over here you are doing what? You are checking the condition again and again. In the previous examples or in the previous constructs, we are only checking our condition at a single time. Yes, in the if block also and in the if else block also, only one condition we are providing at a single time. But over here in this construct we can provide multiple conditions according to our need and demand. Okay, now see the syntax over there. The syntax says, if with your condition number 1, if this statement got executed, if this condition is true, then these statement will get executed. Yes, and if the condition 1 is true, then after this bracket your compiler is going to skip every statement or every condition over there. Okay, so at a single time only one block of a statement is going to be executed, either it is of your if block or your else if block or your else block. Okay, now see the first condition. Yes, if it is going to be executed, or assume that your condition 1 is true, then what happens, only these statements will get executed and your compiler gives you or take you outside this if else if construct. Okay, if this condition is false, then this condition number 2 will get executed or it is going to be checked. If this condition is true, then these statements will get executed, and if these statement got executed, then again आपका compiler आपको else portion के बाहर ले जाएगा. And if all the conditions are false, कोई भी आपकी condition true नहीं होती है, then by default your else portion will get executed. Okay, so you can say that at a single time amongst this if else if block, any of the one condition is going to be true, and if every condition is false, then only your else block will be executed by default. Okay, now see the example. See over here we are having if marks is greater than equal to 75, then this condition number 1, condition number 2, condition number 3, and then else part. Okay, now let us assume that your value of marks, let us assume the value of your marks is what, 80. Okay, then marks greater than equal to 75, it is condition true, so this will get executed. Your distinction will be printed on the screen and आपका compiler आपको पूरे इस else if else if block से बाहर ले जाएगा. Okay, now again let us assume that your the value of marks is what, your 45. Okay, now the firstly this if block will get checked. If marks greater than equal to 75, condition is false, then again this if else if condition will be checked, again it is false, again it is going to check this one, it is also false. So we are having three conditions and all the conditions are false, so by default your else portion is going to be executed and you will be getting third division as your output. Okay, now the next one, that is your nested if statements. See students, I have told you in the ninth class also, when we say the word nested, it means one statement or one block inside another block. Okay, now let us very quickly see your flowchart. See over here, we are having condition number 1. If it is satisfied, then your condition 2 will be there. Okay, now if you remind, only see this one, see only this flowchart. This is the flowchart of what, your single if else. Okay, and this is what, your bigger if condition. Okay, so basically what, your if statement is nested inside your another if statement. Okay, so either you can merge them in your if portion or you can merge them in your else portion. The things are basically common over there, or you can say things are near about the same. either आप उसको if statement में merge कर दें या फिर else statement में merge कर दें. It depends on you, depends on the situation. Now see the syntax. We are having if outer condition outer. Yes, it is your outer if condition, and then in this outer if condition you are having these compound statements. Okay, now see in these compound statements again you are going to encounter what, again you are going to encounter a single if statement. Okay, so basically an if statement inside an another if statement we are having over here. You can also merge this if statement inside your else portion, it depends on you. Okay, now getting the point, we can merge one kind of if else statement into another kind of if else statement, and this procedure is basically known as what, your nested if else statement. Now see the example over here. See, we are having this one as our outer if. Now in this outer if again we are going to encounter what, a inner if. So one if inside your outer if, this is basically your nested if condition. Okay, you can also merge this if condition inside your else portion, it depends on you. Okay, if in exams you write down this if construct inside your else, then also your answer will be right, so don't worry about it. Now see unusual termination of a program. Sometimes it happens that हम लोगों को क्या करना होता है, आपका एक प्रोग्राम का फ्लो चल रहा होता है, यू आर हैविंग सर्टेन लाइंस ऑफ कोड ओवर देयर, एंड आपका क्या हो रहा है, एक कंडीशंस ही हमने दे दी हैं, अप्लाई कर दी हैं, एंड आपको क्या करना होता है, अगर आपकी ये कंडीशन मेट हो जाती है देन व्हाट यू वांट दैट आपका प्रोग्राम के आगे की कोई भी लाइन एग्जीक्यूट नहीं हो एंड आपका प्रोग्राम एंड हो जाए. For this kind of purpose we are having what, unusual termination of a program. Okay, now let us see this simple example. We are having what, system.out.println, enter a number. You have entered a number over there in n. Then if statement we are having, then some kind of your compound statements. Okay, and then after this compound statements, your these statements will get executed anyhow. आपकी if condition true होती है या false होती है, that will not affect these statements. ओके, बट वॉट वी वॉन्ट कि अगर आपकी ट्रू कंडीशन ट्रू हो जाती है, और यू कैन से अगर आपकी इफ़ कंडीशन ट्रू हो जाती है, देन इस कंडीशंस के बाद आपका जो आगे की स्टेटमेंट है वो टर्मिनेट हो जाए. ओके, एंड आपका प्रोग्राम बिल्कुल एंड हो जाए. सो फॉर दैट काइंड ऑफ पर्पस वी आर हैविंग अ अनयूजुअल टर्मिनेशन ऑफ प्रोग्राम. नाउ सी ओवर हियर ऑन द राइट हैंड साइड, सी द सिंटेक्स. So over here on the right hand side you are having what, your system.exit. Basically this is the line that is going to give you an unusual termination in your program. जहाँ पर भी आप इस line को use कर देंगे then it means what, अगर compiler ने ये program आपका और ये line आपका encounter कर लिया then क्या होगा, आपका जो program का control है वो आपका बिल्कुल end पर पहुँच जाएगा. ओके, आगे के कुछ भी statements execute नहीं होंगे, चाहे वो statements आपने किसी condition में दिए हों या नहीं दिए हों. Now see the example that is written over there. The same example we are having, see the if statements. Okay, now if this if statement is false then these compound statements will not get executed and these will get executed. Yes, but if this condition is true then आपका ये वाला statement execute होगा, after that ये वाला execute होगा, and then if your system encounters this, if a compiler encounter this system.exit 0, then it means what, आपका कंपाइलर आपका जो कंट्रोल है उसको प्रोग्राम के एंड में दे देगा. ओके, एंड दीज टू स्टेटमेंट्स विल नॉट गेट एग्जीक्यूटेड at all. Okay, so if this condition is true, only the output you will be getting is it is a negative number, the program terminates. So basically to terminate your program, this system.exit 0 we are going to use in our program. Okay, now see we are having a switch statement for multi-branching statement. Yes, now see the syntax. The syntax is what, switch. You have to write down this switch and s should be in lower case. Please don't make this capital S over there. Yes, your marks will be reduced in for such kind of mistakes. So switch condition, only one condition you will be applying over there, and depends on that condition your cases will be executed. Okay, remember when we were talking about this kind of figure over there, you were having multiple branches. Yes, so basically these multiple branches are what, your cases. Okay, every case denotes your every branch. So over here see students, the syntax, case 1 statement 1 you are going to write down, and every case when you complete the case then you have to write down this break statement to terminate this one. Okay, furthermore we will see why we are using this break statement and what will happen if we skip this break also. Okay, so you can make the cases, depends on you, depends on your choice, depends on your needs, and afterwards at the very last you are going to write down this default statement. Okay, now see students over there, one thing very conceptually, please remember that the condition in your switch statement or the thing that you are going to use in this over here, either it should give you an integer value or it should give you a character value. Okay, either it should be an integer value or it should be a character value, so that your case, that is 1, case 2, case 3, basically we are talking about these things 1 2 3, either you can write down 1 2 3 or you can write down ABC, both are correct. But if you write down this 1.1 1.2, these are not acceptable over there, only your integer and your character you have to write down. Okay, furthermore in the next video we will also see how we are going to take an output for such case. So basically from this portion your outputs will be coming as well as your programs will be coming. Okay, now see an example, switch A. Okay, you are going to have what? Switch A, then system.out.println good, better, best. Whichever cases you have met, that case is going to be executed. And if the condition, if all the cases are unmatched, then what? Your default case is going to be executed, that is your invalid. Okay, so basically if you compare this switch statement with your else if conditions, then basically your default is what? Your else portion. Okay, now see some terms we are having that is related to your switch statement. So now students, we are having some terms that is related to your switch statement. Okay, and depending on these terms we are going to take our output, or we are going to control our switch statement with the same. Now firstly, please focus on this one. Yes, switch n, case 1, then statements, then break, then case 2, break again, last one at your default statement. Very basic one, very basic example of your switch statement. Yes, now see over here, we are going to see what are these values means by this. Okay, so if we talk about this control variable, basically by this control variable we mean this condition. Okay, the value of n. So n specifies your control variable. It means ये जो आपका n है basically that is controlling your every case. आपकी the value of n will be compared to every case. ठीक है, in case your value of n is 2, then your case 2 will be executed because this the value of n is 2 and your case is also 2 over here. So that is why your overall case 2 will get executed for the same. If the value of n is 5, then firstly it will be checking case 1, then false, then case 2 again unmatched, then you are not having any case over there, so by default your this statement will got executed. Okay, so by this control variable we mean this thing, this checking thing. Okay, this n we mean. Now see the break statement. Basically break statement means what? If you encounter, if your compiler encounter this break statement, then it means this block, in this block it is going to give, it is going to take you out of this block. Okay, only from the inner block this your break will take you outside. Okay, अगर आपका break यहाँ पर inserted हुआ हुआ है, then you are having the brackets over there, you are having the switch statement. So आपको क्या होगा, switch statement से ये बाहर ले आएगा. So basically आपका break क्या काम करता है, यहाँ पर आपके हर एक केस को एक isolation provide करता है. ओके, एक आइसोलेशन प्रोवाइड करता है दैट आपका केस यहाँ से स्टार्ट होगा एंड देन यहाँ पर उसको एंड हो जाना है, और एक सिंगल टाइम पर आपका सिर्फ एक केस ही एग्जीक्यूट होना है. Okay, so that is why we are using this break statement over there, and it is very important to use break over there. Please don't skip this thing. Okay, now see the third one, default case. Basically this is the last one, that is a default case. It means if आपके सारे केसेस फॉल्स हो जाते हैं, अनमैच्ड हो जाते हैं, देन द कंपाइलर ऑटोमेटिकली executes this default statement. Okay, so that आपको पता चल जाए कि आपका कोई भी केस एग्जीक्यूट नहीं हुआ है. That is why your default case is very important. Now see the last one, last term, that is your fall through. Basically it is again related to your second term, that is break statement. Now for this fall through, please focus on this thing. You are having a switch case 1 and you have not applied a break over there. Okay, case 2 again no break, case 3 and then break. And if your the value of n is 1, then what will happen? Firstly the case 1 will get executed, sequentially it is going to get executed, all the compound statements will be getting executed, and it is not having break, so sequentially your case 2 will also get executed. Okay, again in case 2 we are not having our break, so case 3 will get executed. Okay, आपके सारे cases execute होने start हो जाएंगे जब तक आपका break encounter नहीं होगा. As soon as your compiler got your break, then आपका क्या करेगा, वो switch statement से आपको बाहर ले जाएगा. And basically this jumping from one case to another case is your फॉल थ्रू मीन्स. जब आप ब्रेक को मिस कर देते हो देन आपके केसेस क्या होते हैं, एक दूसरे में मर्ज हो जाते हैं, आपके केसेस में आइसोलेशन नहीं होती है. ओके, तो क्या होता है, अगर केस 1 एग्जीक्यूट होने वाला है और आपके बाद उसके बाद आपने उसको ब्रेक प्रोवाइड नहीं किया है, देन सीक्वेंशली आपके नीचे के सारे केसेस आपके एग्जीक्यूट होने शुरू हो जाएंगे जब तक आपका कंपाइलर ब्रेक को एग्जीक्यूट नहीं करता है. ओके, सो दैट इज़ वाई इट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू अप्लाई योर ब्रेक आफ्टर एवरी केस, सो दैट आपका केस में आइसोलेशन आ जाए. Okay, getting the point. So these terms are basically very important: control variable, break statement, default case, or your fall through statement. So now students, this is basically about your chapter number 7, that is conditional flow. In the next video we are going to solve your exercise portion, and yes, for this thing we are having our home assignment also. Students, please let me know whether you are doing your homework or not. Okay, you have to do your homework. I am giving you the answers in every next lecture, but firstly you have to try these questions on your own. See, अगर आप questions नहीं करेंगे then it is not my fault and it is going to harm you anyhow. Okay, it is not giving me any harm, only you will be affected with this thing. You will be getting the answer for every question, but firstly try to do this question on your own. Again and again I'm going to tell you, this is your board, please be serious. Okay, so for today your home assignment is this one. The first question, firstly you have to give the output of all these things. Yes, this question is basically related to your previous chapter, that is mathematical library methods. So आपको इन सब का output लिखना है, and then afterwards from your exercise portion of your unit number 7, that is conditional flow. Okay, आपको part number A, part number B as well as part number C को solve करना है. Yes, solve these three parts on your own. In the next video I'm going to give you the answer, then you have to tally your answer with mine. Please don't wait for my answer, firstly do your answers and then check with mine only. Okay, so these were all about today's video. In the next video we are going to continue with the same chapter, your conditional statements in Java, and we are going to see your exercise portion with the same. Okay, so this is all for today. Now our next lecture will be on most probably your Saturday, so we will be meeting on Saturday with the same, and be ready with your copy as well as your homeworks also. Okay, so thank you so much.